Show him that we can win too. Like Jaden when he had full power. Hit him with the mass change. Yeah, I'm the lawyer. Greg is devour. Heroes. Now it's our turn to show you that.
Yugi peoples, welcome to the discussion video. Yeah, I think this is like one of the few times I've ever did like 2 discussion videos in one week. So yeah, the reason for this is like I just didn't really want to upload another Neos, pure Neos duel, right now. And I wanted to take a minute to talk about my post Photon Hypernova experience and post Banlist experience. And yeah, y'all know that I told y'all I was planning on playing Isolde hero. And if y'all remember my last Isolde hero deck, it kind of like utilized Verte and it utilized Scythe and Dagda, in DPE to lock my opponent out of the board, and Dark Law to keep, my board from getting hit with the drip. So unfortunately, as y'all can tell, the ban list did really mess that up. And yeah, so I can't Scythe lock my opponent anymore. And then also the other problem became Nib moving into the meta now with Tier Elements gone. So yeah, like playing in the tournament, playing my Isolde build, having to like, switch up things from what I'd originally planned, just didn't go well at all. Like on top of it all, I lost to Rescue Ace. Yeah, I lost to a bunch of firefighters trying to play Yu-Gi-Oh. They didn't even bring a ladder, bro. So, it felt kind of bad. And yeah, just like that set 4 and the Hydrant, and like there was another game that I saw them play, and this boy like set 5 back row. Well, he set the 4 with the big guy, and then he set another one and had a 4 negate Appaloosa on the board. And I was like, man, that's pretty crazy. But yeah, even their like back row cards, it's like one of them's like a monster reborn. It could reborn your own stuff. So, I was trying to do some crazy things. He monster reborn my own monster. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. I'm like actually kind of excited to see like the different decks and stuff that are, about to come out of here, outside of Kishtara. Kishtara is like on a that deck there is, pretty crazy. Like, I think like one of the big differences like in between this format and, the previous format is that, it's going to be less our turn and it'll be your turn. So, you actually get to play on your turn. And then actually like there are like a lot better counters to Kashtara than there was to Element. So, it'll be like something interesting to play. I can't wait to see like, and that's one of the things I like about my locals is like, you do have like the 2 or 3 people who are going to play meta, but then, there are a lot of people that bring and just kind of play what they want to play, or, like whatever their favorite, archetype is and stuff. And, I actually love that. I love people who play the game for the love of the game, and you're not just like, caught all up on, oh, I gotta win, I want to play the most expensive deck and with the most expensive cards and play, I really enjoy people who love playing Yu-Gi-Oh for the love of Yu-Gi-Oh and the love of whatever archetype they happen to be playing with. And that's what I do. So win or lose, I play heroes. I'm gonna play heroes. I know like every once in a while I should probably change it up and play something different, which I might, give like a different deck a chance. But what I really like to do is play heroes. So like I said, I plan on playing a Isolde hero, the ban list, and the meta shift has kind of messed it up. The deck is like pretty weak to Nibiru, because now I can't already have my Scythe set on the board before I get, before I get Nib. That was a play that I was doing, was, having that set and then, go ahead and do, stuff like that. But unfortunately, I can't do that now. So the other thing is, is like the loss of Verte also makes it harder to play around Nib, because basically like the way it is, like at the point where I could bring out Appaloosa with this deck, if they go ahead and Nib me there, of course I get the token, I have the Living Fossil, but there's like no like, and then you turn the Nib token into what's his name, Almirage or whatever. And the only thing is like there's no Link 2 that really is like, can really like affect the game to give me, still a solid play, to still be able to give me a solid play. Like there's like IP, if I, have another monster out on the board, I can IP and, be able to, possibly unicorn my opponent on their turn. But I just don't really see it as that powerful. and everything. But yeah, y'all will get to see some of the duels from that, like how incomplete the deck was, you know. So I go ahead and just show y'all like the basic idea and concept of what I had, you know, as there's like no big point in going into like the whole Dagda Scythe combo and like the whole concept and that deck of the deal, because the idea, you know, is like pretty much dead. So yeah, not gonna be able to do that. I still want to give the deck a chance, you know, like there's with Tier Limits gone, like I wanted to go ahead and rip some cards out of my opponent's hand, so you know the deck does rip 2, you know, it was able to like rip 2 and that and Scythe Lock, you know, and yeah, it's just Appaloosa was there to keep the Bestials from banishing my my Scythe and or my DPE, whichever one. And yeah, it was just, I like the deck. I felt pretty confident in its ability, especially because it only required me to get two warriors out on the board, you know, which is pretty easy when you're playing, you know, heroes. And yeah, but unfortunately gonna have to go back to the drawing board with that deck, you know. So trying to decide what I'm going to go ahead and play leading up to the regional, because like I really wanted to wait to play Omni Hero until Wake Up Your Elemental Hero comes out, and I believe the official release date for that set is like a day or two after the actual regional. So you know, I might kind of wait on Omni Hero. I might actually continue to play Pure Neos if I can't get the Isolde Hero deck to run, you know, at least 75% as decently as the the build that I had before, you know, the meta shift. And yeah, so that's kind of like what I experienced. Kish'Tera is definitely, you know, a force to be reckoned with. Those random banishes and, you know, the banishing stuff out of your extra deck is like is very how do you say, you have to do something about it. It's just kind of like you have to, especially like when you're playing Omni Hero, because you know one of our best cards that we like to do is like DPE, and them hitting DPE kind of like really sucks, because yeah, it's just like usually I think like most of the time, I guess depending on like how your extra deck build is, like I know some people are still playing Dystopia, but a lot of people are not. Dangerous is kind of like, you know, pretty much all but out of there and stuff. So it's just like your Fusion Destiny becomes dead if they end up banishing your DPE, because now you don't have a Destiny hero to special summon it with. But I know a lot of people are playing Dominance, you know, now D-Time, you know, it's putting a lot of people onto like a more stronger Destiny hero build, you know. And I think still, even if you were playing that, you would probably still want to play 2 DPE off inside of there, because you know who really just wants their DPE to get banished and not have the option to summon it when playing against that deck. So you know, there's that. Also like the random banishing stuff, oh, that can hurt so bad. I saw him like playing against a hero player, and I think like the random banish stuff ended up hitting the Nair and the Mally, and I was just like, ooh, you know, that it hurts, you know. So it's gonna be interesting to see, you know, like even though Kish'Tera is like more easily countered than Tyr is, it's gonna be interesting to, you know, see the RNG that Kish'Tera ends up bringing to matches with those random, you know, banishes and stuff. I think that's like pretty cool and interesting, and you know, you have to think about your deck building a little bit more carefully, you know, because if you don't draw the out to that stuff, it's like, man, I have to, you know, realize what I'm gonna do with my zones locked out, with some of my extra deck monsters gone, and with these random cards that might be gone outside of my deck. So yeah, there's that. And you know, hero players, like if you're pretty much a veteran off in the deck, you know, and there are plenty like videos out there from D-Time, Rogue Hero, like I did one like long time ago, which I probably should update it, you know, about how to play around Nib as a hero player. You can do it, you know, there's plenty of resources out there to help you, so I wouldn't be worried about that too much. Like the only thing, you know, I'm concerned about, you know, is with playing Omni Heroes, even if you're playing the D-Force, is like Book of Eclipse being into the meta. What's the other one? Book of the Lunar Moon card. Stuff like, what was the other card? There's another one too. It's kind of like a blanket effect on all that stuff. I mean, I know there's like Source of Concealing Light, but I don't think that's gonna be like that big of a card. Super Poly, you know, is gonna be one of those cards, because none of those cards like really target, so D-Force isn't really gonna help you around about those cards. And then, you know, there's also Dark Angel, which Dark Angel is like pretty good, but you know, there's so much talk about Ibli and people needing to put a Link 1 inside of their inside of their extra deck in order to keep from getting Ibly locked, is like Dark Angel is going to actually end up suffering from that as well. So yeah, and it's just, it's a lot to think about too. And you know, unfortunately, like heroes, we always get sub hit because of like whatever the major meta deck is. It's like usually the cards that they use against those decks to counter them are like pretty effective against them. You know, the biggest one being Book of Eclipse. You know, your DPE, Darklaw, Plasma all get flipped face down, and it's like, oh, okay, you know, it is what it is. Can't do nothing about that. You know, also like Regeki, even though D-Force does protect your Plasma against Regeki, you know, that's something at least, right? But I feel like, you know, it'll be a whole lot better when we get the trap card. And you know, when it gave us like an Omni Gate, I felt like it was much better in it being a trap card than it was in being a monster, because we already have to how do you say, we already have to commit so much resources to having, like, to getting Plasma out on the board, you know, having DP out on the board. It's like not really a lot of room to have like an Omni Negate out there also. So it being in a trap card that can be searched by our Spirit of Neos is like really, really good. So I can't wait. I'm excited for that to come out. I'm excited for Wake Up Your Elemental Hero, you know, and we'll just go ahead and, you know, go from there. Like, that's why I want to kind of wait to play Omni Hero. I just want to play, you know, something different until that comes out, because I feel like when Wake Up Your Elemental Hero comes out, you know, I'm gonna be like a whole lot more focused on Omni Hero than, you know, other hero builds, because I feel like one of the worst things about heroes is like our extra deck doesn't have a lot of versatility going first. You know, it's basically like, you know, I can summon Sunrise, you know, get a draw, add the Miracle Fusion, you know, probably do like Ab Zero, you know, nothing's like really interruptible until your opponent does something to your stuff, you know, outside of DPE. And, you know, having Wake Up Your Elemental Hero actually, like, I think it just, like, it makes it a little bit more different, because, actually, like, let me reword how I said that whole thing. Because it's not necessarily that the extra deck didn't have, like, plays to be able to make, but it's more like, what I want to say is, like, our extra deck didn't have, like, a lot of ways to contribute more plays to our board. You know, you basically have Cross Crusader, which is basically like another search. We already searched so much, you know, that's cool. You got Wonder Driver, which can, you know, reset your stuff down there. But, you know, I feel like it didn't really like contribute a whole lot to building like a better board. And Wake Up Your Elemental Hero does that, because it gives us the option to be able to special summon another hero from our extra deck, you know. And yeah, like, I can't wait for that card to come out to be live, you know, go ahead and use that. So, you know, until then, I really wanted to, you know, wait to play Omni Hero. Like, so we might continue to play some Neos, because that deck doesn't get hit by Nib as much, because most of the time when you do your 5th summon, that's the Inferno Devicer, so, you know, you're good. And, you know, you also don't really care too much about cards like Book of Eclipse and Regeki, Dark Hole, all that stuff, because your opponent can't, you know, play it. You know, you're probably going to end up getting like Lava Golem or something, but, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, so, you know, post Photon Hypernova, post Banlist, my Isolde deck got ruined. This is like the second time one of my deck ideas got ruined by the Banlist. You know, it is what it is. That means maybe I should just like stick to playing Omni Heroes and stop trying to do different things with heroes. That way I wouldn't get hit with the wouldn't get hurt with the Banlist. But you know, it is what it is. I try to do different things with it. We'll go ahead and see what I can do. You know, I'm gonna upload some of those duels so that y'all can see what the idea of my Isolde hero deck was, and you know, maybe after seeing it, y'all could actually give me some ideas on how to improve it, how to make it better, you know, and you know, we'll just kind of go from there. So excited about this upcoming format. You know, not excited about losing to Firefighters, or what is this other thing about losing to Hello Kitty decks, but you know, we'll see what ends up happening. So appreciate everybody for watching, for staying a while to listen, and I will catch y'all on the next video.
Messing with the masked hero, king of games. Mask off, now you see that a hero lives. I pay half and you ask, but I'm winning games. There ain't another hero that surpasses me.